So legendary at this point, he's mythical. So let's talk to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very happy. Had a lot of fun at a show last night, best way you can possibly be. I'm sure you did as well. How was your show in Denver last night?
Good. Good show. Good turnout.
Nice. That's always nice. What's your favorite thing about playing live again after being back from all that time off?
The day's off.
More days off. There you go. I feel that. I just had a birthday myself. I just love my downtime, love the me time, love all the time off that you can get. It's all good things. It's all good things. Yeah, you always dream about being able to stay home for a little while, and you did have that opportunity. Did you do anything different during the pandemic that you had always wanted to do?
No, actually, I did all the same things because I live in a very rural area and really wasn't affected to not be able to leave the house. So I went to my gym that we have in our factory, and I went to a small health food grocery, which has one or two people in it at a time, maybe. And I wrote 25 songs to give to my singer.
And songs, like, have we heard any of those songs? Have you played any of them? The new
No,
stuff for
no,
us?
no. I haven't given them to him yet. So he needs to write the vocal melodies and the lyrics. I just write the music and arrangement.
So is that what you're most excited about in life? Like all the music you wrote?
Uh, and I'm excited when he sends them back because they're always great.
You strike me as a very chivalrous and fierce gentleman to the woman in your life. I saw on Instagram that you said fuck yes to the whole Will Smith thing, which I love. Defending and protecting women's
Yeah.
honor is a pretty cool thing. That was pretty fun. I think for people in like metal and punk and people in this lifestyle, we just really believe in like my word is my bond, honor, respect, things like that. Is that how that struck you in a cool way?
Struck me like I would have been up there, but I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have slapped him or leaned back when I hit him. I probably would have leaned into him with a close. you know. So to me, that wasn't violence. That was just a slap in the face.
Yeah.
If he wanted to hurt him, he could have. He didn't. But the whole thing's a fuck show. But you don't make fun of somebody that's sick, especially a woman losing her hair. Come on, man. That's like not good. You don't know how they're dealing with that. Don't make a joke out of that. She's in public, all dressed up nice. Leave her alone.
I've kind of dealt with that myself. Like since I was in high school, I have PCOS, and I luckily like found these amazing pills that like they're the reason I have hair. So I'm super appreciative of it and I appreciate
Oh,
that
nice.
so much. I've been like they're called New Hair, like NUHAIR,
Right.
and I have like I have all the hair in the world, like literally, because I've been taking these pills like since I was 18. Like two a day, like for 3 months, you have a whole new set of hair. And it's amazing. I love that so
Oh,
much.
nice.
Yeah, they work really well. So, I've always really loved how you do press with Elisa. What made you want to be a United Front press wise?
Uh, yeah, well, sometimes they want both of us, Sometimes they'll be like, they'll want to interview me, and I'll ask them if they want to interview her, and I ask her first if she wants to, and, yeah, it's easier. I have social anxiety, so when we go to, like, events, like, red carpet events and shit, I can't go by myself because I won't go. I need a buffer. I need somebody there next to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I've seen you at NAM. Like I was around you at NAM, and it's just a total fishbowl situation. There's like 40, 50 people in front of you. They all want a piece of you. So, especially with anyone
Yeah.
with social anxiety, yeah, it has to be like a lot. So, it's really nice to have someone to help you there with it. I don't want to kind of like cover all the stuff that people already know about you. Like they know the early days, they know lots of things, but a few things that I picked up on in other interviews going back to the early days. One day you were in your family's shop and they used to make a version of the Exacto knife, and you were
Right.
working
Right.
in, yeah, you were working in your family's shop and you were like, hey, I could do this with a guitar. You made your own custom guitar. What
Yeah.
was that guitar like?
It's like the one that I play.
Oh,
It's,
cool.
yeah, I drew it on on a book cover in high school when your mom used to cover your books in a paper bag. You know, I drew it on there, and when I graduated high school, I kept that little piece of the cover. And you know, one day I was at the shop, and these two kids walked in, and they actually were my age. I guess we were young, and they had this guitar they were working on, and it was kind of all like they were like kind of hacking at the wood to get it to go where they wanted. And I said, "Give me that thing." I put it on the machine and they cleaned it up for them, you know. And we started making guitars together, and I had that piece of paper with that drawing on it, and I was playing a Paul Stanley X-Men at the time, and I put the Paul Stanley on the floor, and I eyeballed the picture to the Paul Stanley, and it was like right to scale, you know. So just copied that and copied the drawing and made the guitar. Now Dean's making the guitar. Just signed a deal the other day with them. They're going to be manufacturing the guitars for the fans to get.
So you said the other day, how recent is that? Like, how recent are we talking? Is this deal?
I signed it in Hollywood over the weekend.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Can you tell us anything about what they'll be manufacturing? Is there going to be a big release? Do you have any details you can share about it?
It's going to be a copy of my guitar that I play. It's called the Annihilator, and it's going to come out hopefully before Christmas. Shoot for a Christmas sale.
Perfect. What made you go with Dean over another guitar company?
I went with Dean because they got Dimebag and Michael Amott and Kerry King, and they had Dave Mustaine and those. It was good enough for those guys. Those guys are like, you know, guitar heroes to me. So it should be good enough for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely been a dream of mine to also work with Dean for the exact same reasons. When I saw you at NAMM, I was also talking to NAMM or to Dean about working with them. Very, it's a dream maker for sure. So it's really cool.
Sure.
I love that you were in the guitar shop. Like, how old were you? Were you in high school around this time?
No, I made the guitar. I must have been in 1986. So I was like 22.
I assumed it was in high school. So it just made me think about like the useful skills, the wood shop, and doing things with your hands.
Yeah, I wasn't working. I was working after school at that point, so I didn't know enough by then to, you know, look at it and say, yeah, I know how to do this. You know.
So when you were first getting into punk music, what were like the tenements about punk and the pillars of the genre that really spoke to you that made you love it?
Well, my brother had Misfits, and I used to watch them rehearse, and then 8th grade he got me a guitar, and I would rehearse with them. You know, when the guitar player wouldn't show up, and I would rehearse with my brother when nobody else was around, and yeah, I just liked it. I don't know, it just seemed more to the point than the rock and roll and stuff that was happening then. Even though it was great, you know, it was like all Led Zeppelin and, you know, Aerosmith and stuff like that. Alice Cooper. I mean, that stuff was nice to listen to. It's great. Seemed more real and more to the point. It was more like fuck you, you know.
I love it. That's awesome. So yeah, so it felt more authentic, more real, more fuck you than other genres.
Yeah, it was more violent. It was more just brutal. You know, it was more brutal.
And see, I love what I really love about heavy music. To me, it is my body. It's about like family, and it's about like my word is my bond and honor kind of things. I just find people in this industry, well, in the genre, really to be, if you're not a good person, you get found out really quickly, and people don't want to work with you and people don't want to have you back. So I've always kind of really liked that aspect of it. More to the point, more fuck you with punk. I like that. What was the transition for you from like traditional fuck you in your face, more to the point punk, to wanting to add your own horror connotation to it?
I started writing, you know, and I started writing in different tunings and found that in the different tunings I could write way better, you know, and everything made more sense to me in the wrong tuning, you know, so the traditional, you know, natural or whatever, natural tuning. And I just, you know, the thing that made me want to write my own music was two things. Was Van Halen one, and that actually made me want to play, you know, listening to that Iron Maiden, I listened to that, and I'm like, if I wrote songs, that's exactly what they would sound like. And then I started writing.
So that's just how it made sense to you. Why did you choose to embody the name Frankenstein? What about that character drew you to
Uh,
that name?
I started making neck bolts to play it. It's actually a part from a hammer that we were making for our Exacto line. There's a hammerhead, the bolts on Frankenstein, so I made a necklace out of that. And then I was watching the Munsters one day, and Lily yelled at Eddie and called him Edward Wolfgang Munster, and I was like, oh man, that's my name. So I'm gonna use that.
Wow, that is such a classic memory. I think we all have of hearing that. So that is so cool to know that that's how you found your name because I think like we all can play that in our mind and that really stuck with you.
I used to just look at Herman and Grandpa's makeup and just study it, like 'cause I just love the way it looked, like, wow, how do they do that?
So is that what you modeled your makeup after?
Pretty much that, and there's this one episode of Star Trek, the original series called "What Little Girls Are Made Out of," and the guy who played Bert, Ted Cassidy, was in it, and he had these forehead like an indent in his forehead going up it, on the sides, like the skull, like the eye bones or something. And then I touched my head and I was like, oh my God, I have the same skull as that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to save that in.
It definitely seems like you've created your own guitar and record label. You have your own protein powder. It's really cool. So when I listen to your music, it's loud, it's very sexy, rebellious. How long had you been wanting to have your own band, Doyle, before starting it?
Worked on it for years, man. Started working on it pretty much when I stopped playing in the midst of, and yeah, I wrote songs with my singer for a couple of years before we even put that out anything.
And go down the rabbit hole on some incredible Doyle music. Love the video for Run Your Life. The opening to Night of Sin makes my metal heart so very happy. Do you have any favorites? This makes me so happy. I love it. I think that's like the entire reason why I love metal is the opening of that song for sure. Like the riffing on that is.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point of it, right?
Sure, it is.
Do you love all of your music the same or do you play favorites?
I like them all. I mean, live, they're all the same to me. Yeah, we really don't have a bad song.
Are there any tracks of yours that you think are great and people don't pay enough attention to?
We play them all live, every one of them. So
Which
I don't
one?
write things I can't play. I don't want to do that.
Good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's good. Is everything that you play like with Doyle in mind, or do you ever just play and sit around and play guitar for like the love of playing guitar?
No, every time I pick it up, I try and write something, unless I'm rehearsing for a Misfits show by myself or, it's a couple of days before Doyle rehearsal. And then I'll just play those songs. But usually I just try and write every time I pick it up. I don't know anybody else's songs, so I don't play anybody's songs, and I can't figure out songs because I guess I'm tone deaf. So I don't know anything but what I play.
I went to the Crowbar and Sacred Reich and Sepultura show last night. I was hanging out with Dave, drums for Sacred Reich, and I told him we were doing an interview today, and he totally went off, got super excited that we would be talking because he's vegan as well. So the next few questions are
cool.
Yeah. So he was so excited about it last night. He was like, what, really? He's vegan as well. So these questions are like from me and him, but he wanted to know impossible or beyond for you. What's your favorite?
Neither, and I even told that to Impossible at a Red Carpet thing, man. they were making these little burgers, and I was eating them because they had free food, so I was eating everything. But they're like, so what do you think of it? And I was like, actually, I don't like it. I don't want to eat burgers and stuff. I don't go for the burger stuff. And Elisa totally doesn't go for. She's never had meat in her life, so it just grosses her out. I mean, I can eat it. I have no problem eating it, but I don't really like, oh, I want burgers. You know, I miss burgers. I don't miss burgers. I don't give a fuck, you know.
So, what does your diet consist of if you're not looking for like meat alternatives?
Whatever I want. I eat whatever I want. I like sugar, carbs, calories. You know, that's what I eat, man. I eat a lot of sugar, carbs, and calories, man, and gluten.
That's so funny to hear. And I love that. It's so freeing. I'm a woman in the entertainment. We're always watching our weight. So it's like, what do you say? Sugar,
Yeah.
carbs. Oh wow. That's so exciting. I love it. What was the moment you
Yeah.
decided to go vegan?
Um. Well, my girlfriend was vegan, and she came out to see me in New York City, and we had to get her back to the airplane. She had to go back where she was going, and we were rushing around in the city trying to find something to eat. And she just turned to me and said, "If we don't find me something to eat, we'll find you something to eat." And I was like, "I will never eat anything like that in front of you," and I never did. And we would go to vegan restaurants. I didn't know what anything was, you know. So she would order all the food, and then it would come, and I would take one bite and look at her. Just go, holy shit, so good. Everything was so good. That's what made me do it. The food wasn't like ethics or you know, fucking the planet up and all the shit. You know, I learned about that afterwards. But the food was so good and so much better than food with animal fat in it and animal products. You know, it was just it's delicious, and that's what made me change.
So I like the idea of like not being so full of animal products because I can tell you right now, like I totally am. And it sounds really
Right,
attractive to lighter and like not so full of all of that stuff. And I'm kind of been looking for like new things to nourish my body with. So what are like some of
right.
your favorite things to eat? Like what is your favorite food in that way?
The last couple of days, I've been eating hundreds of meatballs from Veggie Grill. They came and catered the two LA shows. That they brought like I must have brought 6 trays of meatballs. We were going crazy on those. So good.
Yeah, so they had meatballs. What else?
That's all I. There were salads and stuff, but I just ate the meatballs, you know. And Monty Burger they brought us 30 burgers of chicken burgers and you know cheeseburgers, and then this ice cream place. Let me just find the name of them real quick. They gave us so much ice cream; it was incredible. Something Creamery, and Dear Bella Creamery, so good. Yeah,
So, have you ever
yeah.
had the organic grill in New York?
Oh yeah. I go there all the time. I'm friends with that guy. Glad. Yeah,
I love him. He introduced me and hooked me up with a lot of people I've had on the podcast. So, big shout out to him. I love him a lot.
yeah.
Well, I wanted to talk about your protein powder. So, people can get it off your website. Dave is a huge, huge fan, and he has your protein powder and uses it religiously. So, he loves the chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people can get off your website. What do you have like anything you want to say about the protein powder, like how to talk about it, what you like to mix it with?
I mix it with water because if I mix it with nut milk, it's going to cost me like $50 a day at least to eat shakes, and now I'm eating them for free. That's what the whole
Hey.
idea of doing the protein. I was sick of paying for it. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm like, I'm going to do my own. So I went through a whole bunch of manufacturers, you know, and couldn't find anything I liked. Then I found these vegan guys in Conscious Muscle, and we worked on something that they weren't making. It tastes nothing like theirs, you know. It's a totally different entity, you know. It's our own company. I went into partners with them on another company. So yeah, it took us a long time, and then one day he sent me a sample, and I was like, "That's it, right there. That's the one." And then we got a new one coming out. It's coming out soon, a new flavor, and that's going to be really good. That was good too. Yeah, we've been trying since we came out in 2020, May 1st, to make another flavor, and it's just agreed on one now. We tried to make vanilla, and it was fucking impossible, which is a shocker. I thought that would be the easiest one to make. It was
So,
impossible.
what's a new flavor?
I'm not going to unveil it yet. You know? we're gonna unveil it when it's ready to go.
Cool. I like that. So, the protein powder, is it only for men? Because is it for
No,
women
no, kids
and
could
men
even
together?
No, my girl drinks it. Everybody drinks it. It's for working out. It's a workout protein powder, and it's it's all pea protein and good stuff, man. So it's all 100% organic and non-GMO. It's good stuff. It's low calories, 145 calories. It's 4 carbs and 3 grams of fat.
So you just have a few more shows left on this run with Salem's Child. Can we expect any new tour announcements coming up?
No, I got other tours. We're going to Spain after this. I can tell you where we're going. 1 second. I got to look in my notes because I don't know where I'm going.
So well organized.
I don't even know where I'm going on this tour. So yeah, I don't look at the schedule. So when somebody's like, "Well, no San Francisco Day," I'm like, I don't know. Read it. I don't fucking know. Let's see. Yeah, we go to Spain June 29th through the 3rd of July. Then we have the UK run. We're doing like Sweden and Norway, Wacken, Rebellion Fest. And we do the UK as well, Ireland, Italy, Germany, and we start that July 29th through August 25th. And then we have a little USA run. We have a festival, Muddy Roots, September. September 2nd through, I don't know, the 5th. And then we also have a Misfit show in September. I don't know the date. It's Chicago Riot Fest. We have Australia in December from the 15th through the 17th. Yeah, that's my schedule.
So many opportunities to see you. So many.
Yeah.
There's so many out there. And as Shasta always says, always go to the show. Everyone who's commenting like, oh, like that. His first question is always like, well, Did you go last time? If you went last time, we'll probably be back. You always go to the show.
Yeah. I mean, drive to a show, man. If it's close, a couple hours drive. I drive 6 hours to go see my girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm 20 again. I don't know who I think I am, but Ministry COC, they came to Austin. I live in Austin. I totally missed the show and I totally screwed up. So I drove to San Antonio so I wouldn't miss out on COC. So just because I'm an idiot, I drove 2 hours each way so I wouldn't miss out. And then we had Sepultura last night. And then tonight I'm doing Papa Roach and Bad Wolves just for fun to go be 16 again. So I don't know why I'm driving so much this week. I just think I'm 16 or 17 again. So there you go.
Good.
Yeah. So what's your favorite song right now? Last question. One of yours?
One of my favorites from us?
No, last question. I just want to know what your favorite song was right now, and if it was your own song or someone else's.
I don't have a favorite song. I just put it on shuffle and listen to everything. I don't. They're all my favorites. Anyone I like.
This podcast is produced by me, edited by Taylor Anderson. If you want to support the show, share it with a friend or rate and review on iTunes. It helps so much with the growth of the show, really does. You can follow me on Instagram at Scandalous Official, and if you're interested in being a podcast sponsor or have any feedback for the show, you can email me directly at press@scandalousofficial.com.